Hey everybody, Ryan here, we're M&R Productions, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars 75298 AT-AT vs. TAUNTAUN Microfighters with an official release date of March 1st, 2021. This is one of the 3 March 2021 sets that were assumedly pushed back to March from the January wave because of COVID production restraints. So that's what we're seeing from LEGO here. And LEGO did send me this set for free to review, so big thank you to LEGO for doing that. But of course, this video will express my own opinion. I'm not a paid shill. Anyway, the set does have 205 pieces. You get 2 minifigures with Luke Skywalker and an AT-AT Driver, who we'll take a look at momentarily. And in the US, the set retails for $20, which is par for the course for Microfighters. Microfighters typically retail for $10 a piece, so you'd get an AT-AT for 10 bucks. Or Tauntaun for 10 bucks, but in this case, it's kind of a 2-in-1 for $20, which is very, very fair. I think these Microfighters are very fair for the price, and this one will end up being no different at the end of this video. Now, LEGO has never released a Microfighter Tauntaun, but they have done an AT-AT back in, I believe, 2014, so it's kind of second rendition of that we're seeing. Luke Skywalker figure in this set is going to be very nice, so we'll see that in a minute. No side box art, kind of unfortunately there. And then on the back of the box, it'll show off the other Microfighter that came out back in January, the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo. You can check out a review of that on my channel. I'll link the playlist down below to other 2021 reviews. And then it says build together because this set has 2 instruction manuals, so it's kind of like a family build, or if you have like 2 young kids or whatever, that's not a bad reason to buy this. Our first minifigure up here is the AT-AT Driver. This is the exact same as one of the AT-AT Drivers that we got in the summer 2020 AT-AT, and he has the face underneath that is the frown, so you can see it's kind of the upset looking AT-AT Driver. No back face print, no second expression or anything. Really nice printing all around though with the AT-AT Driver, still using that same helmet mold with kind of the open back there, which is what they've been using for quite a while at this point. Really good look for this guy. Got a stud shooter and a pair of binoculars to keep an eye out for some rebel scum on the horizon on Hoth. But yeah, really cool to get an AT-AT pilot in such a cheap set. I remember when I was younger, I used to really love the AT-AT pilot because I really wanted one but couldn't have one because they were in like $100, $150 like AT-AT sets. So, like, finally got one in like 2007 when I got the motorized AT-AT. So seeing one in such a cheap set is actually rather nice. The only other minifigure in the set, of course, is Luke Skywalker, and this is the Hoth version of Luke, which we haven't had for a little bit here. He's got a stud shooter and his blue lightsaber, but let me get those accessories out of the way because there's some more important things to talk about with him. So you may notice his face looks a little bit off, or different, more so, than previous Luke Skywalker minifigures, and that's because they actually did this one right. They gave him his underclothing under like his helmet there that like keeps his head warm or whatever. And so when you remove the helmet here, you can see he's actually like wearing more clothing on his face, and he's got a double-sided face. So you get that second facial expression. But this is actually really cool because it's not what they were doing before. They used to just give him like a regular Luke Skywalker head with a couple facial expressions. And now they're actually giving him a properly clothed Luke Skywalker, and it looks awesome. It's a great upgrade to previous Luke Skywalkers from Hoth. And I think that alone is a really good reason to pick up this set at 20 bucks, getting the newer Luke Skywalker. Now, once again, an issue continues to be that these second faces seep under the helmet there. I wish the helmet was designed in a way that didn't happen. It's kind of unfortunate. Like, I guess these helmets, yeah, they were designed in, what, 2010, so they were probably not designed with second faces in mind. That is definitely a slight issue I still continue to have with these figures, but overall, just this is a really excellent Luke Skywalker minifigure, especially looking at it from front on. So here are the AT-AT and TAUNTAUN Microfighters. Now, the Tauntaun is brand new for this set. We've never seen a brick-built Tauntaun before in a mass-released set like this. We did get one as like a exclusive thing for, I believe, Legoland, but that was completely different than what you're seeing here. This is the first ever actual brick-built Tauntaun in a mass-produced, widely available LEGO set, and certainly first Microfighter one. I actually really like it. It does kind of beg the question as to whether or not the next time we see a Tauntaun in an actual LEGO set, whether or not it will be a molded one, or if they'll include a brick-built one more similar to this. So I guess time will tell on that one, but we'll take a look at the AT-AT here in depth first, and this AT-AT is something that we have seen before in Microfighter form. However, this one is an improvement in a lot of ways. Although you may prefer the look of the older one, I wouldn't blame you. I still haven't really decided which one I think looks better for myself personally, but you know, it's fine for what it is. It's an AT-AT Microfighter, and for most people that are going to be buying this for like gifts for little kids, I guess it's going to be fine. For older collectors like myself and maybe a lot of you that are watching, it may not be what you're looking for, in which case you're going to want to go buy the actual full-size $160 AT-AT. But anyway, it does actually have some really nice attributes to it. You have a a really cool printed panel on the front here, kind of that 1x2 cheese slope. Also have a cannon on each side of the AT-AT's head, as well as 2 blasters underneath it, which is really accurate to the actual AT-AT. Looks really cool in that way. I really like the ball and joint hinge that they've used here for the head. I know it can make some unrealistic moves, obviously, but within its realistic range of motion, it does give you a lot more realistic options that I actually really enjoy that you can do with that. So that's really solid. The siding on it, I think that these on the side, these particular slope pieces jut out too far. Unfortunately, they're just part of the design. If you pull them off, it's not going to look too hot either. But yeah, I think these are a little bit too bulky. Really maybe the worst aspect of the entire set there. The backside is well shirred up there with that piece, kind of the smaller version of this, and it actually works well because it doesn't poke out as much as these do on the sides, I would say. For the piloting of the AT-AT, you actually do it on the top here. You have a control panel there, very nice. And then you have one of the better systems for putting figures in with the piece that's going to kind of hold them in place, but not like make their legs fall off when you try to pull it out. And then of course the grill tile piece there behind it. And so like such, you can drop the AT-AT driver in there and he is ready to go. All 4 legs are posable, with the ankles also allowing for quite a bit of range of movement. Now, my favorite way to pose an AT-AT is something like this, and I don't find myself pleased with the inability for it to actually do that. That's not great. So you have to have it in these kind of weird one-off positions that aren't like, I don't know, normal for an AT-AT. Like even like that looks really bad, even though it like is balanced now, it just doesn't look good. So you have to do it like this, and I don't think that this looks very good either. So I don't think any of like the posability things for this AT-AT are particularly great. It's just something that, again, maybe kids are going to be into, but a lot of people watching this video that are older and want to buy this for themselves, maybe not going to find that too attractive. But an AT-AT Microfighter nonetheless. I think the star of the show here is this TAUNTAun Microfighter, though. Same ball and joint here on the back with a tail that can move all about, which is really cool. And then his little feet are a little bit larger because they do need to provide balance to the Tauntaun, and that they do. The base of the Tauntaun is actually wider than I would have expected. I would have expected them to go 2 wide, but they did go 3 wide, but that's because they have to have like the centerpiece that goes up, and so, you know, a lot of reasons to do that. And you can have Luke Skywalker either stand on top, which looks very awkward, or you can sit him down, and there's actually another clip on the side here, so you have binoculars on one side for Luke, and then you have the other clip on the other side. You can put his lightsaber there, or the stud shooter if you so desire. I think the Tauntaun's face is rather nice as well, and he does look kind of cute with those eyes. I think those eyes really do a good job of selling it. The horns on the side, and he actually does have a little piece for Luke to hold onto and kind of guide the Tauntaun wherever he wants to go. And then his little like dinosaur T-Rex hands here just aren't really going to accomplish much, but are still really cute and small and like really add a lot to the look of the Tauntaun overall. Like it just wouldn't look right without him, I feel like. So that's the TAUNTAun Microfighter. They don't, like the AT-AT and the Tauntaun, neither of them have any like real shooting functionality like you would see on most of these Microfighters. They would get like a stud shooter or something. These ones don't provide anything like that, but they do give you 2 characters that can go at each other with their, like, I don't know, minifigures on top. They could joust or something to that nature. Just, of course, shoot the stud shooters off at each other. So while I personally think a better duo would have been an AT-AT versus a Snowspeeder, I think it would be really hard to argue against that point. It is really neat that LEGO is able to get something new in here with the TAUNTAun Microfighter. It's just another one of those animal Microfighters that they've been doing for the last few years, and it's a really nice one to add on into the collection. So very cool to have seen them added that in. And of course, the new Luke Skywalker head print is awesome. So that's totally one of the reasons you should go out and pick up this set, in my opinion. I think that's a really nice figure to add to your collection if you collect minifigures for LEGO Star Wars, of course, and I think most people do. So let me know what you guys think about this one down below. I think this one's a solid 8.5 out of 10 Microfighter set, worth the 20 bucks in my opinion. Really don't go over, they really didn't go over the top and like try to add the stud shooter like on the head of the Tauntaun or on the head of the AT-AT. Like they really kept it simple, which is nice. Obviously some flaws with the designs, but that's what happens when you go so small, so can't really like complain about that, but it's just like a fact of life at this point. So leave a like if you guys enjoyed this review. You can check out more LEGO Star Wars 2021 set reviews on the end screen now.